The businesses that are impacted by the sunsetting provisions make up probably about 80 to 90% of the closely held and family-owned businesses in this country. So it's a really big deal. Recently, I had the opportunity to go to Washington, D.C. and present to a tax team, a subcommittee of the Ways and Means Committee. The subcommittee that is totally focused on the tax policies, specifically the Tax Cut and Jobs Act of 2018 that President Trump had put into place at that time. And so there's a number of provisions in that tax law that are sunsetting at the end of 2025. It was part of a negotiation when they put the act in place. The chair of the Ways and Means Committee has assigned or formed 10 tax teams to go out and study what these provisions have done for businesses in America. Pros, cons, should we keep these tax policies? What's good about them? What do we need maybe to tweak when these sunset provisions come in? 199A, or the Qualified Business Income Deduction, is eligible for the type of businesses that represent about 80 to 90% of the businesses in this country. It is designed for what I'll call a pass-through entity. It's any entity where the individual actually pays the tax related to the income earned by the business. So a corporation pays its own tax. These are all the other kinds of businesses where it passes through to the owner and the owner pays. So the owner is getting a 20% deduction off your net income from your business in terms of calculating the tax owed on that. What it allowed businesses to do over the last 8 years and the 10-year period that was intended for the temporary provision is to incentivize employers to invest back into their companies, to grow their businesses. Grow their business by employing more people, buying equipment and whatever their needs are, so capital investment. So those two things are economic drivers. We actually have a number of studies. There's a lot of people who look at the stats on this who can show and who are showing the budget office that it worked. If you look at employment, if you look at capital investment, the business owners did go out and do what they were supposed to do with that. So that's another real positive or selling point for keeping that portion of the act in place and making it a permanent provision. I think there's definitely going to be finding some common ground no matter what happens in November. I think as we get closer to the election, we'll start hearing a little bit more, especially on what maybe some proposed tax policies might be. We really haven't heard that yet. It really also does come into play in a lot of the valuation work that we do here at Adamy. It was a real honor to be able to go to DC and really represent what these business owners are fighting for.